Get ready to face your fears because today we're diving into one of the scariest games ever, Horror Charlie. Charlie, are you there? If you think you can handle it, then let's get started. But if you want to survive, listen carefully. This game isn't for the faint of heart. Imagine yourself in a dark room with only a flickering candle for light. Suddenly, a scratching sound fills the air, sending shivers down your spine. Then a raspy voice whispers, "Charlie, Charlie, are you there?" Your heart pounds in your chest as you realize you're not alone. The presence of something sinister draws near, eager to play a deadly game that will test your courage and sanity. Are you brave enough to take on the horror challenge? This chilling game has taken the internet by storm, and people around the world are whispering about its terrifying power. It's a ghostly showdown between you and an evil spirit named Charlie. All you need is a pencil and a piece of paper to summon this otherworldly entity and unleash a horror show like no other. But be warned, playing this game comes at a price. You might just open the door to a nightmare you can't escape. So grab your pencil and paper, dim the lights, and prepare to face your fears head on. Who knows, you might just survive the horror show and emerge victorious. Or you might become another victim trapped in the clutches of Charlie forever. The choice is yours. All you have to do is follow these 3 simple rules. 1. Choose wisely the time and place where you'll conduct the summoning ritual. The spirit's realm is all around us, but certain locations hold more energy than others. Ancient burial grounds, crossroads, and places where tragedies have occurred are all great spots to try. But remember, the scarier the location, the greater the risk. Proceed with caution, because once you start the game, there's no turning back. 2. Gather your supplies. To summon the spirits, you'll need a pen or pencil and a sheet of paper. Any writing instrument works, but it must be used with care. Once you begin writing, the connection to the spirit world becomes irreversible. And finally, 3. Focus your thoughts. Before beginning the summoning ritual, concentrate your thoughts and emotions. Summoning a spirit takes a lot of mental energy, so make sure you're ready for what comes next. If you're scared, anxious, or nervous, the ceremony won't work. Instead, find a quiet spot and focus on your breath until you feel centered and calm. Now that you know the basics, it's time to bring Charlie into the room. Here's how it's done. First, fold the paper in half lengthwise and place it flat on the table. Ask a question that can be answered with yes or no. Write the question 1 word per line, leaving a space after each word for Charlie to respond. Now it's time for the all-important summoning. Take your pencil and cross the lines of the paper diagonally, making sure not to write over any letters. The intersecting point will be your communication hub with Charlie. When you reach the end of the line, turn the pencil in your hand so that the tip is pointing the opposite direction and continue crossing the paper diagonally. Keep going until you've covered the entire surface in crisscross lines. By now, the atmosphere should be thick with anticipation and maybe even some fear. Once you finish the grid, things will start to happen. Yes, this game isn't just for fun. As soon as Charlie decides to answer, he'll start moving the pencil on his own. It'll spin, twist, and turn, writing out his response letter by letter. He'll communicate with you by spelling out his answers, 1 letter at a time, forming words that could spell your doom. It's up to you to read his messages and decipher their meaning. Just remember, every answer brings you closer to the edge of the abyss. And the deeper you go, the harder it will be to come back. Now let's talk about how you'll know when Charlie is communicating with you. Well, it's not difficult to understand his cryptic messages. Look closely at the points where the pencil lines intersect. That's where Charlie will form his answers, spelling them out letter by letter. For example, if he wants to say yes, he might spell out Y-E-S, taking up as much space between each letter as possible. Similarly, if his answer is no, he might write out N-O, leaving larger gaps between the letters. But here's the catch. Charlie isn't a straightforward spirit. He likes to mess with people and sometimes spells out random letters that don't form coherent words. These are his tricks to confuse you and test your resolve. Don't fall for it. Stay focused on the bigger picture and keep asking questions until you get the answers you seek. Throughout the game, Charlie will try to distract you with meaningless letters and words, hoping you'll lose your concentration and break the rules. But if you stay calm and focused, you'll eventually receive the answers you're looking for. However, there are consequences for every action. Remember, you're dealing with an entity from the spirit world, and nothing comes without a price. As you delve deeper into the game, Charlie will become increasingly agitated, trying to scare you off. The room's atmosphere will grow darker and colder, and you might even hear strange noises and footsteps. But don't give in to your fears. If you break the rules, the consequences could be dire. Stay focused on your questions and answers until you've gotten the information you need. It's important to remember that this game is meant to be played only once. Trying to contact Charlie again will only make things worse. Once you've received your answers, it's time to close the connection and let him go. If you try to prolong the game, Charlie will become furious and may even possess you. So be careful and respect his boundaries. Now let's look at some examples of questions you can ask. Start with simpler ones like, "Is anyone with me?" or "Can you hear me?" If Charlie responds positively, you can move on to more complex questions. Ask about future events like, "Will I succeed in my goals?" or "What's my purpose in life?" Charlie might also offer warnings about potential dangers. Listen carefully to his messages and heed his advice. But remember, this game comes with risks. Each question brings you closer to the abyss, and the deeper you go, the harder it will be to come back. If you decide to ask about the supernatural, brace yourself for eerie responses. Questions like, "Do ghosts exist?" or "Can I speak to the dead?" will elicit powerful answers that might shake your beliefs. Charlie might even reveal hidden truths about your past or present. These revelations could change your life forever, but be prepared for the emotional toll they might take. Remember, Charlie isn't a friendly spirit. He enjoys scaring people and revels in their fear. That's why he often responds with cryptic messages or provides vague answers that leave you hanging. Don't let him get to you. Stay calm and focused on your questions, and don't be afraid to push back if he tries to throw you off track. When you're ready to wrap up the game, ask, "Can I end the session now?" If Charlie gives the green light, follow his instructions for ending the game properly. Breaking the rules could result in dire consequences, so it's crucial to respect his wishes. To ensure a smooth disconnection, thank Charlie for his answers and apologize for any disturbances you may have caused. Once you've completed these steps, the game is officially over. Put away your supplies and let the room return to normal before exiting. Taking these precautions will help prevent any lingering negative energy from following you beyond the game. And that's how you survive the Horror Charlie game. Remember, this isn't a child's plaything. It's a dangerous game that should be approached with caution and respect for the spiritual world. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You've successfully navigated the horrors of Charlie's realm. But if you want to dive into more terrifying tales and spine-chilling adventures, stay tuned for more updates. Dare to join us again as we explore the darkest depths of our collective nightmares.